name is Lindsay Oliveris. I'm an associate family law attorney at Udall-Shumway. We are a 5-member family law practice group, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about some of the elements of a dissolution that might crop up in a consultation appointment. Whenever you are contemplating a dissolution or divorce action, I have a very candid conversation with clients about what I call that really scary limbo period that happens, usually pre-filing or pre-orders, in terms of dealing with issues pertaining to your children, your assets, your debts, and spousal maintenance. I call it a limbo period because there's really no rules during this pre-filing until there's some kind of an order with the court, period. One way to rectify that situation is to seek what are called temporary orders. Temporary orders are sort of rules of the road that can apply between the time you file and between the time and the eventual time that you are divorced by an actual decree of dissolution. Now, temporary orders aren't immediate, so no one should go into the process thinking that you're going to have a temporary order that enumerates all of these rules right away. However, they're much faster than a final order. They can cover things like what to do about parenting time. In the state of Arizona, when you have marital children, there's a presumption that neither parent has superior rights to the other unless a court dictates those rights. And therefore, that scary limbo period can be as simple as who's going to pick the kids up from school, who's going to have them on which weekend, who's going to be able to have them on what holidays. Without rules, there's really no right answer. Temporary orders can fix that. Spousal maintenance is another thing that is often considered in temporary orders, particularly if you have a spouse who's been a homemaker or a stay-at-home parent that doesn't have access to an income. Spousal maintenance temporary order can create some sort of feeling of relief in terms of not knowing where you're going to have some kind of income to meet your needs. Child support goes along with that when you're dealing with children. And even things like payment of bills. Who's going to pay the mortgage? Who's going to pay the electric bill? Who's going to pay the car insurance? Those are all things that can be talked about in temporary orders, and when they're needed, they're very useful tools. Again, they're not immediate, so you should consider, at least in the immediate sense, whether you want to pursue them because they do still take some time. There's another variety of temporary order called an emergency order. Now that's typically dealing only with issues pertaining to your children, and I call that a life or limb emergency. There's actually a statute that governs these things, and it states that unless there is a true physical, mental, emotional, or moral well-being emergency to a child, those kinds of orders aren't going to be granted. Always speak with an attorney if you're contemplating a divorce. Always speak with an attorney, particularly if you're contemplating temporary orders or especially emergency orders, because even the asking for emergency orders can have major effects on your case. These are just some of the things that crop up when I talk to people who are contemplating divorce. And if you have any questions about whether you are in the initial stages of the process or just want some information, the attorneys here at Udall-Shumway are happy to listen.